them.
The liberation of mutant kind has begun.
Welcome to the future.
Who's this clown?
Not clown, Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another exciting issue / episode of Two Fat Guys Pull List. I am your host, Jim, and I'm obviously graced by his presence, Nate. I'm going to start over. This is not the intro usually. Welcome up, guys. This is Two Fat Guys Pull List. We're doing another live episode covering our pulls for the week of December 7th. I always get that mixed up because I'm always thinking the date that we did our new comic book day video, which is the week coming up, upcoming week, but it's the 7th. So be prepared. It's a little bit of a light week, so I'm sure we'll have a much more candid and longer discussions on books. And we'll just hang out, chill. What's up, everybody? What up, Calvin? What up, Patty? What up, Empire? What up, Joe? We appreciate you guys being here as always. But you guys know the drill. We're going to talk about some business first, and then we'll get into the books. And first of all, we're going to talk about our sponsor of our show, which is Collected Comics and Games here in the DFW area. That is the LCS that me and Nate both are patrons to, and Ron over there and Brent both take care of us. They they help us pick out our books and get them all bagged and boarded, and they have a great selection of new comics and an amazing selection of back issues. It's a ton, and then we've got all kinds of goodies. But what we would love for you to do is go over to brainycomics.com. That is their website. So if you click if you type in brainycomics.com, this is what's going to pop up. You got their front page here. And on brainycomics.com, you can pick up exclusive and variant covers of a bunch of different types of books, bundles, bad idea books, new comics, mystery bags, back issues, graphic novels, games, toys and collectibles, and even trading cards. Wow. So, yeah, I would definitely check it out. There's still some time left to do a little bit of Christmas shopping, so go over to brainycomics.com, do some perusing, do a little bit of shopping, buy that last minute Christmas gift, and then before you check out, go up to that top left page corner of the website, that search bar, type in Two Fat Guys Pull List, and when Two Fat Guys Pull List pops up, you press enter on that. This is what's going to pop up. It is a Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade and premium upgrade. Now, the regular upgrade is $8, and you're probably asking, well, what do you get with the upgrade? Well, what you get is you'll get one mystery exclusive variant or variant cover comic put into your cart, and then when that gets mailed to you, you will get that as well with whatever else you bought. And so, the covers kind of look like this. Some really cool stuff. It's amazing. Ron really has done a really good job of curating some really cool exclusives. I definitely am thinking about picking up this Strange Academy Finals. I love this Magik cover, but then also thinking about getting the adjacent what's her Scarlet Witch. I can't even speak right now. And that's what the show's all about. But anyway, some really cool back issue exclusive variants, and it's really cool. So, and I'm not going to say that you're automatically going to get something that's directly on this front page. Ron does a really good job of trying to match kind of what you've already ordered and pushing that through. And so if you do order a Strange Academy, you might get one of these, or you might get a Scarlet Witch or a Doctor Strange or something like that. Or if you do a Batman, you might get something close to Batman or Batman himself. So go on over to brainycomics.com, do a little bit of shopping, then type into that search bar Two Fat Guys Pull List, and you can get either the upgrade, which is one mystery exclusive cover comic that you'll get. If you do the premium, that gets you 2 for $15. And you guys saw the pricing on those. They're anywhere between $10 to $20, even $25. So it's a really, really kick-ass deal. So go ahead and go on over to brainycomics.com, do some Christmas shopping, and then make sure to put this upgrade in your cart and get some cool stuff in the mail. Okay? Okay. All right, the last thing we got to talk about for business before we start the show, guys, we are 4 subscribers away from hitting 750 subscribers, guys. You will no longer have to hear me talk about us giving away this 9.4 Silver Surfer Black issue number 1 from CGC, second printing with Noel on the cover anymore. If we hit 750 subscribers, which we are 4 away, guys. So let's get this going. Share this out. If you know somebody that's really into comics, or not even, if they're just thinking about it, or they like watching the MCU movies or DC movies, or just like being a nerd, share them this channel and then make them subscribe, and we can give this away. Okay, I want to give it away. So we're so close to 850 subscribers, and you guys know the drill. When we hit 1,000, I'm just going to keep on putting it out there. We're giving away the first appearance of Silk, CBCS graded 9.8. Amazing Spider-Man Original Sin tie-in number 4. This book is just getting hotter and hotter as the days go by because we know Silk is getting her own show. So we're going to want to give this away. We really do. I really want to. And we're going to get there. I'm sure we will. Here's a challenge I'm going to throw to everybody that's watching live right now. If we can hit 750 subscribers by the end of this show, I am giving something away tonight.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, what I want to give away, I've got 2 things that I'm thinking about giving away. So, one is something that I originally was going to give away once. We did this once before, and I put it out there, and it was chance, and we didn't hit the goal, so we weren't able to give it away. But I'm going to put it up again. Guys, if we hit 750 subscribers tonight live before the end of the show, I will be giving away Something is Killing the Children, book number 1, hardcover. This is what I'm going to give away. See, Nate's shaking his head because it's a dumb idea, but that's what we're going to do. If we hit 750 tonight, we are giving away this Something's Killing the Children, book number 1. Or I could give away this trading card. I think we want to give this away. So, shut up. No. So we're going to give this away if we hit 750 subscribers tonight live. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's give away something tonight, and then obviously next live show when we can give everybody, the masses, a chance to know that we're actually giving away that slab for 750. So that is the business for tonight. Let's hit up chat really quick. Joe, did anyone else read Batman and Spawn? I thought it was really good. Wondering if we will get another crossover. I guess if the sales are good, they will. I didn't read it.
I did not read it.
I know the other channels that I watched or read it. They enjoyed it. So I'm sure you're right. If it sells well, then it'll definitely they'll probably do another one. Joe, Dark Crisis Big Bang is good if you want to know where the other universes are like Dark Knights of Steel. It's a nice map to have, if anything. Interesting. And then Joe also asks, what's y'all's opinion on James Gunn's decisions that he has already made? You know what? Me personally, I think it's smart because James Gunn, I'm almost certain, knows exactly what he's doing and how the decisions are coming across, how the media and fans and channels like ours, even though we don't really cover stuff like that, are spewing out as much gossip behind it. And I think that's the intent, right? Like James wants, Gunn and the other guy want this. They want people talking about the DCEU what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. They want to be in the news, whether it's good or bad. They want to be in the news, and that's there. It's basically free marketing, right? Because people are coming out. Oh my God, did you see like The Rock's pissed and blah, 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 Harry Cavill? I think that's, in my opinion. I'm gray. All I want, and I think I've said this before, and I think Nate, I think you would agree. All I want is more movies to go watch that'll connect me to more comic books that I can go read. That's what I want.
Yeah. I think my sentiment is probably the same as everyone else's here. Like, I get why that decision was made. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I think Patty put it best. We've had Cavill as Superman since 2013, and we've had 10 years of wasted time.
Oh yeah. Well,
what really bums me out is I know that there's multiple reasons why Cavill pulled himself from the Witcher project, but one of those was because he was going to be reprising his role as Superman, and now that's not happening. And I wonder if he wouldn't make that decision if he knew that was going to happen. And so now James Gunn has not only killed Cavill as Superman, but killed him as the Witcher as well.
Well, I know that, and again, it's all not speculation, but I'm sure there's some concrete behind it. But I know that Henry Cavill was not very happy with the direction of The Witcher because they were kind of they were moving away from the source material. And I'll be honest too. I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought he was one of the best. I just thought he was one of the best versions of Superman. I think he fit the bill, literally and figuratively. So yeah, I am bummed about that. But, like you said, it's been 10 years since we've seen him as Superman in some form or fashion that is official, right? Because you can't count the Snyderverse. That is a studio pressuring to fans and going, we got to get something out because of the pandemic. So other than that, yeah, I am bummed about it. But at the same time, I think you can't truly do, and this might be an unpopular opinion. I just don't believe you can truly do a reboot of the DCEU with the current cast of players. As much as I love, Henry Cavill as Superman, as much as I really do love it, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, you just can't. You bring in other players and it's going to be like, wait, and for me, obviously it wouldn't bother me any, but we know how superficial and how simple some viewers are, or most people are, when it comes to these movies or even comic books, so I just think it's a clean break for Gunn, for the studio, and he can just do what he wants. Now, what he does with it, that's all in his hands. It can be a masterpiece or it can be a total flop, and that's what we're here for. We're here to watch it. And then at that point you can really make your determination on if it was a good idea or not. And that'll be, the history books will be written that way. History books, whatever. You know what I'm saying. But who gave us this question? Was this Joe? So this was you should have saved this for halfway. But I love it. I'm sure I will be able to put this into TikTok format and get this out there, and we can start having some debate. But let's get to chat anyway through it since we're here. Let's see, where were we at? So Patty said, giveaways. Oh, giveaways. I agree. Gun. Superman 2013. It's just been too long. Jaden, I hate that Henry Cavill is out because I truly believe he is the best Superman, but I understand why he's doing it. Yep, I'm right there with you, Jaden. Calvin, I get why, but I don't like it. Yep, I think we're all kind of in that same boat. Yeah, I just don't know, guys. I think we could do a whole live show on this. But it's just we'll just have to see. Just have to see how it goes. And ultimately it's in Gunn's hands, and he'll either kill it or it'll be bad.
Or it'll be bad.
Yeah. So anyway, let us get into the actual meat and potatoes of the show. We're going to kick it off with Dark Web X-Men issue number 1 from Gary Jerry. You know, I don't know. Like, there are parts of it that I like, but I'm still just hung up on Madeline Pryor being a direct 180 and just being evil. You know, we worked so hard in the X-Men books to kind of, you know, there was a minute though. I thought about this today. I think at the end of Hellions, I believe. I think it was Hellions, where she had this like, haha, gotcha, right? Like there was this like a wink at the camera, break the fourth wall, that she was going to turn bad, right? But then, remind me the writer of, I can't remember their name. Vida Ayala. They, you know, they were setting this up. We're setting up this whole Madeline Pryor being the new Queen of Limbo, but the way they wrote it, they made it seem like she had actually turned a new leaf, and like they were putting some faith into Madeline Pryor.
That's for sure the way it was written.
Right. And so then we get this just complete 180, and I hate that I'm about to say this, but it's just something I have to do. My hope is that by the end of this Dark Web series, Madeline Pryor has been corrupted by Limbo or possessed by another demon, a higher power that has made her redemption arc null and void. I guess that's where my head is at. I'm sure that is a hypothesis and a hope that is going to be in vain, because that's too complex. You know, I'm sure it'll just be,
I don't know. Yeah, I think I've said this in a previous show, but what this feels like to me is a Dan Slott versus Chip Zdarsky, where Chip Zdarsky was building up Franklin in the X-Men versus Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the Krakoan era, and it was building him up to be this big mutant, and all of a sudden Dan Slott said, actually, he's not a mutant at all. That was all just pretend. Like, don't play with my toys.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like Vida Ayala had to have had this story done a while ago. I think a while before this Dark Web shit. And then Zeb Wells was like, well, this, I don't think that he was being pouty, and like, because clearly Madeline Pryor is not a Spider-Man toy, but like, it's just like, nah, this just makes sense. We're gonna do it this way. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Who knows? We could be totally wrong. It could have been the opposite, that Vida Ayala wrote that specifically to set Madeline Pryor up into Limbo so that this could happen.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. The other half of the book, you know, the reconnection, the reestablishment of Spidey friends, I thought that was, you know, that felt fluid. I really liked the interaction. I thought the artwork in this issue was really, it was really good, and it did a really good job of depicting, you know, inanimate objects becoming demons, a Christmas tree, a baby carriage, mailbox, yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. Thought that was good. I thought the writing, you know, give Gary Jerry his due. I thought the writing was good. I did not have any issues with. I wasn't like, oh, this is just doesn't read well. Like, it was a good book in that sense.
It was fun.
So I had fun with it. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Joe said, "Am I the only one that was thinking the monsters of carts and mailboxes that are eating people is kind of dumb? Even the concept is a little generic, just didn't fit the tone." And I would say yes, but I would say yes if you haven't read Inferno, the original one. It would seem very out of place because it is very much like an 80s tone sort of thing. But that was like a direct homage to Inferno. Like some of those like beasts, like the mailbox turning into monsters, they were direct copied homages that Rod Rice did to specific panels from the Inferno run. So it was literally like, oh shit, this exact thing is happening and we've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree, it did feel a little.
Well, yeah, and I think for us, it's like, you know, we're not as attached to Inferno when that happened, and I think that's definitely a callback for more seasoned readers that are like, oh, this is how my comics used to be. Yay, you know, that's placating to that, and you know, whatever. But overall, I didn't have a problem with the issue. Again, it's just I just really hope that the Madeline Pryor situation is not as simple as, yeah, I just want to do it this way. I really hope it's different, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Kelvin said a telescope took a guy's eyes.
Hey!
There was a few of those types of things.
Joe, I did like the humor of Spider-Man. I know that Spider-Man is the face of Marvel, and that's no secret. But they treat him like the middle of the pack of the character. Yeah, I would agree with that too. Speaking of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man issue number, what is this? Again, it's not on the freaking cover. Is it?
Oh, it's 15.
15. I didn't have a problem with the book overall, but I'm really digging the Ben Reilly aspect of this event. I think that is the heart and soul of this book, right? Is him just being a clone, upset that he's lost his memories, and he feels like that's Peter's fault, and so he's going after Peter. I'm down. I like that. I think that's cool. The other, again, same thing with Madeline Pryor. What's going on here with Venom, and like, oh, go read. No, I'm not gonna go read Venom. No, I want to go do that. I'm not interested. And so, again, back to this whole idea of placating to older readers, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely fine. But, the vibe that this Venom was giving off in this issue was Lethal Protector, but before that, Eating Brains original Venom, Eddie Brock. And even Spidey calls it out. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, right. You're the King in Black. What are you doing? So, again, my hopes are that we get some kind of resolve and, flashback to what really happened to Eddie and why he is the way he is right now.
That's going to happen in Venom 14.
I don't want to read Venom 14.
It doesn't matter. That's
Put
where
it
it's
in
going
this.
to happen.
Well, okay. Then, Ron, sorry. I'm going to go to the shop when it comes out. I'm just going to... Oh, okay. And then I'm going to... Because I just don't want to. I don't want to. The other thing that I kind of skipped on the other thing was Magik, Jean Grey, and Cyclops getting kidnapped and brought into Limbo. I did like that. So I'm hoping we can... I like that aspect of using X-Men as toys. I like that a lot. But as for this issue, I'd give it a solid a B. Solid B. Yeah. It was fun.
Slowly pushing the story along.
It's slowly pushing the story along, and just like in this book, I'm not gonna go read Miss Marvel Dark Web. I'm not gonna read Black Cat and Mary Jane Dark Web. I'm not gonna read Venom. I'm just gonna stick with this Golden Goblin or whatever the fuck it's and the Alpha and the Omegas, and I think and X-Men. That's about it. So overall, it was okay. Jaden, did he kiss a baby in this? Yes, he did. Or am I confusing that with something? No, Venom straight up kissed a baby. Like I'm gonna eat your brains. Nah, just kidding. So whatever, I guess. I don't know. And artwork, it's a step up. It's not John Romita, so I'm happy with it.
I liked it. It was Ed McGuinness. I enjoy his stuff.
Yeah. So, all right, let's jump over to Deadpool issue number 2. Can we just Wong?
Did she put a cum joke in this one?
She's just fucking killing it on this book. This is the definition of a silly goose time. Also, I didn't realize I did actually order the Peach Momoko variant, so I bought 2.
Shit.
So I have it.
Nice.
But overall, this is just so fun, so good. And to me, I know we're getting ready to do March solicitations, and I think in that solicitations, Rob Liefeld is coming back to write a mini of Deadpool. And I'm like, nope. That's over. That's you're done, dude. You're done, son. This is where it is. And I really love the direction of where this character is going. I love the predicament that Wade is in this book. Even though we were both very anti-symbiote, unless it's Donny Cates, I am digging the use of the Carnage symbiote in this book. It's gross. It's super gross.
Yeah, I mean, at one point when one of the taloned arms bursts out of his mouth.
Yeah. It was just good. I liked I like his reactions to it. I love that Wong has taken what I guess it's Benjamin Percy did when he was with X-Force and was, you know, kind of, or in Wolverine, where he was writing over notes and putting in, you know, you would just see Deadpool breaking the fourth wall in writing.
Yeah.
That's just shits and giggles. It makes me laugh so much. And I just love reading. Like, this book ended and I was like, no, I want it to keep going. This book needs to be longer than 28 pages. Like, we need more pages than what we have in this book. So I'm digging it. Like, I think it's officially on, at least the first arc is in my pool. I'm not gonna, I probably should commit to it because I just think it's a good book.
It is a good book, and I think it's everything we were expecting it to be, or hoping it would be. I think Wong's nailed the humor, and we knew Kukulo on the art was going to be top notch.
Oh my god, the artwork is fantastic. Even the coloring is great. I really enjoyed when Deathstrike was explaining to Deadpool that she had been throughout all the transactions of this assassination, you know, like from the beginning of it to the end, and like you just see Deadpool just completely, like, in his memory that never happened, and she's right there every step of the way to getting to Doc Ock. I thought that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There was something else in there, that there was another cultural reference in there that I was like, oh, there it is again. You know, like in the previous issue, it was Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know, theory wall. There was something in this issue that definitely had the same thing. What up, Tendu? Oh, Patty pre-ordered this cover. Nice. Joe, the only risk on only reading the ASM is that the event doesn't have a core storybook like Devil's Reign did. I'm afraid we will be lost at times, but who knows? We'll see. Yeah, I think we'll see. I don't know. I'm still, like, I'm just kind of along for the ride more than trying to. I've been burned too many times with Marvel events. It's just, it hurts. It hurts. What do you mean you missed the? You mean you missed the Dark Web X-Men book, Tendy? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. I'll just do a little rewind. All right, let's talk about Invincible Iron Man issue number 1. Yes, we do. So, and I think you bring a valid point into this book. So I definitely think we should talk about it. And that is, I was pleasantly surprised at this book. I'm still kind of dumbfounded at the fact that I was surprised with it, because I just loved the previous arc that we just read from Cantwell, right? It's Cantwell. Was it Christopher Cantwell? Yeah. Okay. So the issue breaks out the history of Tony Stark, and I'm like, not digging this. This is not what I want to read. I know it, and if anything, like you said before, it's kind of informing me that, oh yeah, I just don't really like Iron Man like as much. Whereas when the shit actually hit the fan in the issue, where we get an assassination attempt on Tony, that's when it flipped the script. And I felt like it was actually really clever. You know, you're baiting the reader to remember the origins of Tony, which I think it's been beaten like a dead horse since like the first movie. And you get sucked out of that narrative into someone tried to kill Tony by blowing up his apartment building. That really started it for me. And then we continue on with someone's trying to kill Tony, and we think we have a main villain. Come to find out it's a pawn. It's somebody that was kidnapped and that was, you know, forced into this suit to try to kill, or, you know, for Tony to actually kill and make him look like a bad guy. It's just, the book itself, the middle section of the book actually had me very intrigued, and I wasn't expecting to actually be intrigued. I'm not going to say 100% liked it, but I was intrigued enough that I'm going to order issue 2.
I think that I will wait to hear. If you are enthusiastic about 2, I'll go back and get it.
Okay.
So my experience with the book was probably a little bit hindered by the tone of my day when I was reading. But like the first 8 pages were so thick and verbose. It wasn't what I was expecting, and it was literally just, to me, word vomit of 60 years of Iron Man history, and I was like,
Right.
I could not care less. Especially of a character I just don't particularly enjoy. And so when I read all that and it got to the title page, I was like, I'm done. I set it down, and then I picked up and re-skimmed it. Didn't read it like word for word. And I do find this interesting, interesting plot point, but I'm still on the fence on how I feel about Duggan. I don't know.
I get that.
And if you find enthusiasm for issue 2, I probably.
And don't get me wrong, like I'm on the fence about the writing because like Gary Jerry's kind of burned me with certain things, so I'm kind of hesitant. But then we get like his Dark Web, and I'm like, okay, that was really good. Reminded me a lot like his Cable run. So, I think Joe says something really cool. It says, I like this issue. This does feel like a continuation of Cantwell's run. We have a direct follow-up, better than a lot of restarts like other books. They get the new creative team. I will say, the mention of him like going out and buying all the weapons and the super weapons, and that's what got him into debt, had very like Detective Comics when we first got into it vibes, where Tony is much more of a street level hero now because he's got to live with the peasants, and I did like that. I did like that callback. It wasn't like Gary. My fear was that this book was going to be a complete restart, and we're going to rehash Tony's demons, and to an extent we still kind of are, right? Like we're still like he's gone back to booze. Oh, great. Now if Gary Jerry really wants to hook me, issue 2, who's at his bedside in the hospital?
Hellcat.
Fucking Hellcat. Okay.
That's what I've been itching to say. Like,
right.
Where is Hellcat?
Yeah. So if Hellcat shows up in the next issue or 2, hey bro, you got me. Cause I really, really loved that aspect of Cantwell's run. And when we got the last 5 issues of Cantwell's run, she was gone, and
she was the perfect foil for Tony.
100.
And while I'm super happy that she's getting her own story where she is not the supporting character with Cantwell's mini, which spoiler alert for March solicitations, but
yep.
I really need her. I really want her here. I really want her here to help both of them boost the story.
And Joe, you're right. This issue had it all: action, mystery, cliffhanger. I'll be subbing. The more and more that I talk about it, again, I really do believe Gary Jerry had the first 4 or 5 pages, or let's say 6, at the beginning where we were rehashing the history and we were kind of talking about Cantwell's run. And I think he really did that on purpose. Like, I'm gonna get your reader. You think I'm just doing a plain old like, the reader doesn't know who I'm reintroducing Iron Man, and then he just blew up his building, and you're like, wait, whoa, what are we doing here? Like, and then we get into the actual hostage situation and him figuring it out. The more I talk about it, and the more that I read y'all's comments, I think, I'm in it for at least the first arc, I think. But then when we start getting, I'll give Gary Jerry a shot. I'd give him more of a shot than, I don't know, some other book that I just don't give 2 shits about. So anyway, let's see. Stefan, totally down for the Hellcat mini. Yes, I cannot wait to do Marvel solicitations. It's been broken up into 2 chunks by CBR, so I'm waiting for that second half to come out so that we can actually do it, because they're missing like a ton of other books that we actually do cover. So that's happening. And then I think we're gonna, I don't know, Nate, you tell me. Should we do a DC? I mean, there were some books there.
I need to look through it. I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, all right, there's at least 6 or 7 that I'm on board with. So I feel like we need to give DC its due and do those, but we can talk about it. Joe, I really like that he is jealous of Reed Richards' knowledge. That was dope. We all have that friend we don't want them to have a one-up on. Yeah, Nate. This should be a Tony Riri book. Tony Riri book. I mean, Riri's coming in issue 2.
Joe says that too. Joe says Riri did come off shady last issue. I don't know what's up with that, and I think it would be really smart for Riri to be involved in this story, especially with her show coming out. Right,
100%.
We need to get people pumped up for Riri. She also has been out of the light for a while, so
yeah.
Also, I feel like the last thing she was in was like that kids champions group.
Yeah, it was like Outlawed or whatever. Yeah,
very clearly not in that role.
No, yeah, I think you're completely right. So she's coming. It's gonna be dope. This week and next week are comic bangers. Yeah, I think next week, even though it's small, there are some books that I'm super excited for. Let's talk about Photon.
Did you read this?
No.
Oh, okay. I enjoyed this issue. I will say that I think that a little bit of my enjoyment came from being a Monica Rambeau homer and just really enjoying the character.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because while it was not even, there was probably 1/10 of the amount of words, the first 2 or 3 or 4 pages were very similar to Iron Man, and it was very much like her being like, this happened to me, and this is how I got my powers, and I've been the leader of the Avengers, and I've been on the Ultimates, and I've been in the Thunderbolts, and some Thundercats. But like, well, it wasn't nearly as involved as the Iron Man stuff. It was a couple of pages of like, hey, just for you guys that don't know, this is too much. But I thought that was fine. I thought that was really good. At one point, she's like walking down the street after getting a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich from a bodega, and this old woman is like, oh my god, it's Captain Marvel. And she's like, oh, well, actually, I go by Photon now. And the lady's like, bullshit. Like, you're Captain Marvel. Everyone my age knows you as Captain Marvel. Like, you were the leader of the Avengers. Like, you're a total badass. And like, it was just really like fun and wholesome little moment that I really enjoyed. But I will say this issue didn't do a ton to set up what's happening. It's very much, it seems like this is a Monica Rambeau, could be subtitled Monica Rambeau Identity Crisis. She's like, well, who am I? Who am I really? I've been the leader of all of these different groups or members of these different groups, and I've been out on my own. But like, most people only know me as my time on in these groups, and as Captain Marvel, am I my legacy? Am I something different? And there was no hook to like, like at the end, it was like all of a sudden this bad guy comes out of nowhere. My mom was kidnapped. Someone shot my dog. Like, there was no hook. It was just she was just like, I don't really know who I am, and she talks to her parents for a little bit and does all this stuff, and she's like, I guess I should just go to space. And then she goes and flies out into space, and that's the end of this issue. And there's no hook, or there's no like, next time you'll see these people, or there's just, that was it. And I was like, oh, okay. I can say right now that like, if this was a character that I was wanting to dive into and was like, oh, I hope this is something that will teach me and make me excited for a story, I'm a little iffy on the success of the execution of that. But because I am a Monica Rambeau homer, I will be reading all issues. So you will definitely get to hear about it.
That's all good. One thing I forgot to say about the Iron Man issue, there was also a She-Hulk.
Well, of course, yeah.
Fucking
great. It was a very good She-Hulk scene.
It was so good, and the best part was when Tony's yelling at her and he apologizes, and she goes, "No, like, not a lot of people yell at me when I'm She-Hulk." So it's kind of, it felt like there was some normalcy in our interaction as client and lawyer. I like that. But anyway, Calvin says she looks like a White Lantern. I would agree with that.
Kind of, so.
She kind of does. As for Riri, it looks like everybody's kind of on board with the fact that we definitely need some more character development for Riri, and I would totally 100% be with that. So yeah. All right, let's jump over to DC, and we're going to kick it off, and only with Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 18, the part 6 of Kal-El returns. I know you didn't read this because you weren't able to pick it up. Wait, hold on. Joe says, "Oh wait, She-Hulk pick of the week. Slap the button." I would, but there's something that's just much more even better. As for Superman, Son of Kal-El, I mean, it was good. It was not door busting. It wasn't game changing. It was, it just feels like, okay, we're getting ready to move Jon over here in a mini, and I don't know if we're gonna give it that much attention. Yay, like that's what it feels like, and it's incredibly frustrating and unsatisfying, in my opinion, because I think Jon definitely has legs as a character and deserves to champion his own ongoing rather than like, hey, we're gonna give him a new sub power set. But it's going to be in a mini, and then he'll pop in his dad's book here and there, and then probably some new Young Justice book. Okay. And so as much as I did enjoy this book, the hindsight of where the book is going and not going, didn't dig it. Hey, Jaden, do you mind booting that, little bot there? It's great. Or if not, we can take care of it. Anyway, hey man, that just means we're getting it, right? We're hitting it because we've got Russian dating bots in our chat. But as for the Red Sin new character, I like it. I think it's a formidable adversary for Jon, and kind of seeing Jon's father kind of mentor him. You've got Luthor mentoring Red Sin, obviously for his own gains. So I like it, but I'm just a little frustrated that Jon's kind of being thrown to the wayside, in my opinion. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe the mini comes out in 2023, and we're both like, and even DC's like, you know what, fuck it, we're giving him we're going to continue it past 5. We're going to do the whole big thing. Let's go. Sorry, guys. I was playing with my cat. Is that code for something? Anyway, thanks, Jaden. It's all good. I don't know. I've loved this series so much, and it just feels like we're winding down rather than ramping up. And that's incredibly frustrating. So I'm sure you'll read it. And
yeah, I need to read it. And I actually am just now realizing I missed part 5 as well. The Action Comics, that was the week I was out. So yeah.
Just as I just reread the crossover, even though it's not a crossover at all, other than that the feels of Kal returns, but the book does set up for his mini. Red Sun does seem like a new villain. Yeah, like there's all this setup. I guess for me, it's that we know that it's just gonna be a mini, and it's like, why not have an okay? If y'all saw my most recent TikTok / YouTube Shorts edit of DC releasing like 15 Batman books, why can't you have an ongoing for Jon? If you're gonna give Batman 75 million new books in March, why can't you give Jon his own ongoing while Superman has 2 books? I mean, is that out of the question? Or is it just that Superman just doesn't do as well as Batman?
I don't know.
You can't answer it.
Batman.
Yeah, it's a hypothetical. But anyway, I just think it's stupid. Empire, I disagree. I think this bomb sets up the adventures of Superman, Jon Kent, plus Red Sun gives me Major Red Hood vibes. Ooh. I love it. I want to be wrong. I really do. But I guess for me, it's like, I think Jon deserves more. I think this is more, me speaking is more of criticism of the fact that he's only getting a mini and not an ongoing alongside his dad. Like, his dad's getting 2 books, probably more than that. And you can't have a 3rd book with Jon. Like, that's not a mini, that's a continuous ongoing. That's what I want. I want Tom Taylor to continue to write this character and develop it and continue his relationship with his boyfriend and his family and learning his new powers and having this new adversary. And if it gets wrapped up in 5 issues with the mini, I'm going to be incredibly frustrated because I want more than just a mini. That's just me. Anyway, before we get to the halfway question, Tinder says Lazarus Planner better be good. Apparently we're going to get some kind of tease in Batman versus Robin this week for that, so we'll see how that goes. Exactly, they gave us the Son of Kal, practically shoved it in our face, but now we're here. Yeah, like, and then Empire, yeah, I don't know why they're sprinkling it here and there. 100%. I think you could put Batman on hubcaps and he would sell. Jon isn't there yet. He isn't on Miles' level yet. He needs a stronger writer than Tom Taylor. I wouldn't agree with the writer part, but also I think, yeah, he's not there yet. Okay, well, how do you get him there? You give him an ongoing. You give him the space to do it. But that's just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we'll keep going. Anyway, before that, Joe, the answer to your question about why not Jon, Batman makes the money. Superman like characters are hard to write. That's why this book was about politics and not being Superman. I don't know. Let's get to the
Superman about politics though.
I would think so, but that's just me. Halftime question. It's DC's turn. What's y'all's DC book of the year? I would pick Dark Knights of Steel. See, you're stealing my questions. You're stealing my answers, Joe, because I would agree. Because I read an article on I think it was CBR, that basically said that DC did, out of everything that they did this year in 2022, the one thing they did really well was Elseworld stories. And they blew it out of the water. Whether you like vampires in your comic books with DC versus vampires, or if you like the Game of Thrones aspects of DC Dark Knights of Steel, they did that really well. And I think for me, just kind of looking back at everything that we've read, was that Robin story, Robin and Batman? You remember that that 3?
Shut up. That's my pick.
Was that in 2022?
Okay, so no, 2 issues. It was a 3-issue mini. 2 issues were in 21. 1 issue was in 22. I really wanted to choose that, and I almost am just going to say it's that anyway. The Robin and Batman, Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen miniseries. That would be it. But I recognize that probably doesn't count. So if it doesn't count, I'm going to choose Nightwing.
Tendu says Deceased or DC versus Vampires is my pick. If I had been as connected to Deceased, I'm sure I would, because I did read that first issue of the most recent Deceased book, and I was like, man, I wish I knew what the fuck was going on, because this sounds amazing. But for me, it's going to be Dark Knights of Steel. I just, the only thing hindering that book is the fact that it keeps on getting delayed. But that book is great. So I'll let you have your Lemire, even though I like that. That book was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
Hold on. World's Finest. That's that came out of nowhere. That's like a very close runner-up. Is World's Finest. That's
a solidly 2022 book. First issue is April. So
you know what? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna say World's Finest, even though I really like Dark Knights of Steel. I think that started in 21 and moved into 22. So I'm going to go ahead and say World's Finest for me, for DC.
Stefan, I like that. I've actually been wanting to pick up that run now that it's got at least one trade in. It's Catwoman. So
yeah,
glad to hear that someone out there is enjoying it.
That that was last year. Ram via Swamp Thing was good too. I'm just going back.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. It was half and half, right? So
yeah. Well, the first half is all I
March.
read.
Well, for you, yes, totally. No, I guess I would consider that more of a 21 because we've had 10 issues in 21 and 6 issues in 22.
There you go. All right, well, but that's Superman Son of Kal. I am looking forward to his mini. I'm looking forward to Action Comics 1050 and the whole thing. But I want more. I want more of Jon, in my opinion. That's just me. So, all right, let's jump over to our independents. We're going to kick it off with, I think all we have is Boom books, if I'm honest. So let's just kick it off with Boom. And we're going to kick it off with Grimm, issue number 6 from Stephanie Phillips. We had a 1-month hiatus, and I'm so glad this book is back. It did feel, just my opinion, it did feel a little disconnected. And I don't think it's because... Wait, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, it just felt, for me reading it, it felt a little disconnected from issue 5, but I don't believe that's because of the break, because I remember vividly what happened in issue 5, and it really felt like we just jumped time-wise. Like, we just, skipped a whole thing of events to get to where we're at now. And not that I didn't enjoy what happened in this issue. I was intrigued with the mystery and the fates, and them being on the run and Death literally running after Death. I thought that was great, but it just felt disconnected completely from issue 5. Like, not even like a page of callback. It was just like, and this is where we're at. And we didn't even get at the end. Well, I was just finished up with saying we didn't even get at the end, like, and this is why we're at this point in the timeline. Like, it just was like, this was like almost a completely brand new comic.
I'm okay with the no callbacks, but I will say that this issue felt very disjointed, very discombobulating. Like, to whereas I would say that the first 5 issues were pretty plain and straightforward. There wasn't a lot of like innuendo or hidden meaning or metaphor and stuff like that. It felt like almost this entire issue was, I'm going to try to tell you what I'm telling you without actually telling you. I'm going to do this through song lyrics and metaphor and obscure diversion. And it just felt the tone felt very different. So I was actually a little turned off by this. That's not, of course, the first 5 issues are so good that it's not, I'll have to read the whole entire arc. That's
won't derail it for you.
Certainly will not derail it for me. But I did just feel a little weird about it all. It just felt like it was strange. But if there was one thing that was 1,000% as good as the first 5 issues, it's the art. Flaviano's art's fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah. So if you are an art-forward person, you'll be happy.
It just left me with questions, kind of like, wait, where? And I'm not saying necessarily that I want a callback, but it just, I mean, you're right that you hit the nail on the head. Like, the connectivity of it and the structuring of the book just felt very like, wait, am I reading the right issue? Or like, is this, is there something, did I miss a 0.5, a 5.5 or something like that, or 5.1? But no, it was just, that's just how it was written. And I'm sure as the art continues, things will start to connect and we'll feel better about it. But it just felt a little off. It didn't have the same gusto as the first 5 issues of the series. But don't worry, it's not going anywhere. Staying right where it is.
Yep.
So, all right, next up from Boom, we have Specs, issue number 2 from Boom Studios. Even though I was prepping and readying myself for some genuine, I'm scared to turn the page horror, we didn't get that in this book, and I'm okay with that. I only because of the commentary within the book and what happened and what played out in this issue, and how we're getting different treatments for each character. One white, one black, and seeing how both their situations are tied together, but they're being represented completely different. And it's pretty plain to see that, who's getting the advantage and who's getting the disadvantage. Right. And then the specs themselves being used to hopefully rectify and remedy the disadvantage. And it goes horribly wrong.
Yes, it goes way more wrong than they could have possibly thought.
Yeah.
However, I felt like we could have told all the story that we told here in about half an hour.
Okay.
I feel like the pacing was pretty slow. Pretty darn slow. I wanted much more oomph out of what we were doing here. It was, the plot was pretty simple. It was, oh shit, this kid's disappeared. We need to try to get him back. We can't get him back. What do? They're going to frame us. Oh, they found out, and now we're framed. We could have done that in, 12 pages. And then I think seeing some more consequences, something bigger, because so far, the first 2 issues have been a lot of setup, and I like the setup. I like where we're going. I like the direction. I just feel a little blue balls here. Like, let's get something going.
Let's get something going. Yeah, I
like it. The art's great too.
It's a 5 issue, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in it. If anything, I kind of liked this issue more than the first issue. and it was because we kind of already we had that connectivity with the characters and like the dynamic and the mystery, and you know, our main character being very hesitant to tell his best friend how he actually feels about him. So like having that connection felt very good. So I don't know, I liked it. Joe, if y'all are talking about Christmas off, taking Christmas off next week, then I'll ask the question tonight. What's y'all's favorite Marvel book? And separate your favorite X book for the year. Mine is Punisher and X Factor. So Christmas is on Sunday, isn't it?
It is.
Oh my gosh!
We will not
I guess
be here next week.
We will not be here next week. No. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let me. Oh well, then let me. Hold on. Derail. What are next week's books again? I completely forgot. There's nothing crazy, right?
We've got Alien, World's Finest, Batman vs. Robin, Dark Crisis, Nightwing, Something is Killing the Children, and X-Men 8.
I think we'll be okay. Because our thoughts on Dark Crisis is pretty, like, meh. Like, we
could do it.
Merry Christmas, guys, and also Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah just started today. So if you celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. Anyway, what you see asked the Marvel book and X book. Marvel book. That's hard.
That's hard.
Because there's a lot of good ones, but I like because we read so many, I can't really.
Through my list.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. Which
you
one I'm gonna do?
Talk about Vicious Circle is what you should do.
Well, hold on, because I can pull out the books that I've read, and we can kind of just have some fun here. So, best Marvel 2022 book. Oh, that's easy, guys. She-Hulk. Done. All right. And then X book, I would have to say Immortal X-Men. I think Immortal X-Men for me has been my Hickman, what's it called? Like substitute. And I've been digging what Karen Gillan has been laying down and kind of building this roadmap of Krakoa that had been very disconnected, discombobulated. So for me, She-Hulk, but it's because I just like She-Hulk, and I know that's unfair. But if it were my real book, my real Marvel book for 2022 would be Immortal X-Men. So that's me.
Okay. I'm going to trigger chat real quick.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, we hit 750. We hit 750.
Oh shit.
If you guys set up new accounts or you got your friends to do it, I don't care. We hit 750. So it looks like we're giving away Something's Killing the Children hardcover tonight, and then next week, or I'm sorry, not next Sunday, but is the next Sunday?
Next Sunday's New Year's Day.
Would you want to do New Year's Day?
I don't think I have anything going on.
Okay, so New Year's Day, we will give away officially Silver Surfer Black 9.4 live. Oh Jesus, on stream. But tonight we're giving this away. So when the show's over, we're gonna put everybody's name in the chat wheel, and then we're gonna give it away. Cool. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. Damn, we did it. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go X-Men Red for my X books and Moon Knight for my other.
Moon Knight. Ooh, that's a good one. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, let's move on. We got A Vicious Circle, Book 1 from Boom Studios. This was not on the list when we did our new comic book day video. So, and you weren't able to pick it up yet, so you haven't read it. But this is my pick of the week.
That's Jim's pick of the week.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my pick of the week because it was just, this is comics, guys. This is, put away the $9.99 tag, and I think it's totally worth it because the art, the coloring, the lettering, the writing, the format, the whole thing has me completely in awe. And again, it sparked why I was so excited. You know, when we first started this channel, me and Nate we were very enthusiastic about the books that we were picking up because they were doing new things and they were taking characters that we had ideas about and had just, morphed them and pushed them in different directions. And this is a completely, in my opinion, a brand new idea. Time travel, reality bending, sci-fi. I mean, it has everything. I mean, it's I don't know. I thought it was a great book. You're dealing with these two interconnected characters that when they kill each other, they shift back into time, or they go forward into time, or different realities. And when we start off, we have this main character who has been living in a reality for so long that he's had a family, and he's got the other guy that he's connected with prisoned in his house, basically saying, if I just keep you locked away, nothing will move forward. I can just live in this time frame and just have my slice of life. Well, unfortunately, he's living during the time that segregation? Yeah, is being dismantled. Or not, mantle. I can't remember. Segregation is when we're combining. We're allowing desegregation. That's right. That's what I'm looking for. So they're at that point of the time frame, or in time, and so you're having that whole event going on while this character's living out his life, and his family gets in the way, and his family ends up triggering the jump in time, and they all get killed, and he gets pushed into time, and then they go. I don't want to kill the whole story, but goddamn, it's amazing. And then on top of that, when you first open the book, because you're in that time period, everything's black and white, right? But when they jump and shift into the time and they go into the future, everything's in color, and it's vibrant and bright and vivid. So, and then, it continues to go on, and we get a little bit of mystery solved here and there with the book itself. So we're finding out, it's not that they're just connected because of, we're finding out why they're connected. And there's this machine that's, kind of like a doomsday machine. We don't know really who the good guy is and who the bad guy is. You would think we would know, right? We think that the character we're following is a good guy, but you kind of get the sense that maybe there's some gray area here. They both have their reasons for what they're doing. So 10 out of 10, love it. Cannot wait for the next book to come out. I'm not sure it won't be coming out for some time. I looked on League, and it's not even like the next book doesn't even have a release. Yeah, it's not even there. But if you have an extra $10, I highly recommend picking up A Vicious Circle. This book is the bee's knees. It was just fun, and I got done reading it, and I was like, there's that feeling, right? There's that feeling of why we kind of got into the hobby and what makes us excited about it. And I think this book deserves all the accolades and all the high praise. So definitely go check out A Vicious Circle if you get an extra $10 in the budget. Nice. That's why this is my pick of the week.
That's Jim's pick of the week.
Dean. Oh, also, Con. It's an oversized book, so it doesn't fit in your comic box.
Oh, magazine size.
It's magazine size, but that's not going to let me deter me from doing it. Anyway, Joe says, I was going to pick it up, but that price turned me off. I picked up Captain Marvel Volume 8 instead. Also, I
think you did right.
No, you should.
No, not that this is a bad book, but Captain Marvel, I mean, come on.
Okay, right. Also, I thought about this after the show went off last week, but about Failsafe having compassion, I wonder if it'll be like the White Vision thing. Interesting. That is definitely an interesting question to think about. All right, let's jump over to our last pick of the night, and that is Wind from James Tynion, the 4th issue, number 5, and this is the last issue in the arc, and I can already push the button.
That's Nate's pick of the week.
No one in the whole world is surprised, right?
No, and it would have been mine if Vicious Circle hadn't come out, 100%. Yeah. It was a good book.
Yeah. So, the stakes have never been higher, and then Tynion was like, oh yeah, you think this is a kid's book? Well, how about I kill a third of the people and start chopping hands and arms off. Like, I was just like, I put this book down and was like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my
No, you're good. Oh, sorry. The wind. I'll say this before you continue. I liked the book. I will say the pacing felt very unwind like. I'm used to wind kind of like the build up kind of mushrooming a little slower. And this one it was like, all right, here we are. And then foo, we just took off. And not to say that I didn't like that, I did, but the pacing was like, wait, what book am I reading? You know, like it felt very different than the previous books.
Yeah. I think Tinian did a lot of really fun things for this book. You know, the last book we got that lore that we had been waiting for a few episodes, for a few issues, and we really set up the giants as like these really just godlike creatures. And then here we are in this one, and one of our bad guys takes out the damn giant. We're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And then the dude that takes out the giant gets taken down by the vampire woman like it's nothing. And you're like, where's the power dynamic here? Like everything is crazy. I was pretty excited about that. I thought that was done really well, and I think that we've had a lot of like, oh, we're surrounded on all fronts. Everything's kind of coming together, but like, it didn't really feel like there was like a natural enemy for us to really fear and be afraid of. And I think Tinian did a wonderful job of really focusing that in. Okay, but I can't remember her name. That main vampire lady. Like, she's the baddest of the bad. Like, we really like that's the focus. So I don't know. I mean, if you've heard us talk about this book any numerous amount of times, you know that we're you kind of know the drill. You know the style. The art in it is fantastic. We still have huge, gorgeous, sweeping double-page splash pages. Really pretty hardcore fighting stuff that we don't see as much in the book. And, we definitely get to see a little bit of payoff for some heart-to-heart moments too, which is nice.
Yeah, and I will say the one thing that really impresses me about this book is the coloring. You know, at first it felt very subtle, but when we get those moments of lore or even moving towards other locations, it's just like, you know, at first I thought it felt kind of flat, but dude, it picks up. And, you know, the hook at the end of this book, I was like, uh-oh, wait, what's going on? You know, and we had, you know, Wynn's counterparts, supposedly, you know, the other winged beasts that are kind of like sitting there going like, sorry, dog, not my problem. You know, like, like they just kind of let him go on by. Like, one even looks almost disinterested to the point where it's not even looking at him fly by. So, yeah, no, this book was great. I'm ready. I feel like the third arc is going to be very heavy action. And I almost hope, though, that the third arc, we jump back in time and we actually get an all lore, all history focused, but in like showing it like if we were actually there, present day of the whole thing. And then the fourth arc is we come back to this and we see what actually happened to Wind and how the war is going to ensue. I that's my hope.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, right?
I'd be okay with that for sure.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for issue 115 of Two Fat Guys Pull List. Guys, we did it. That's that computer screen over there says 750. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a name generator really quick. Little wheel. So that we can name wheel. So we can give away this book.
So Joe, yes, this is a fantasy story that Tinian has been working on for a while. So this is the third volume. There's Wind, issues 1 through 10 that make up the first two volumes, and then Wind, the Throne in the Sky is the third volume. So they've got these really gorgeous hardcovers that aren't expensive hardcovers that Boom puts out for them. Oh, here they are. That are really, really, really nice. Yeah, you got volume 1 here. Nice, cute, great. And then volume 2, obviously you can tell I like it if you got the floppies and the hardcovers.
Calvin.
It's basically like a fantasy story about 3 races that are living on a single continent: humans, fairies, and vampires. And they used to all get along together, and now they've each broken down into their own kingdom. Don't get along. And war is brewing, and this is sort of like we follow our band of teenagers that are a bunch of misfits that get involved one way or the other. One's the crown prince, one is a weirdling, is what they call them. He's like human but transforming into this bird-like creature, and it's pretty wild, but it's really good. It's got great interpersonal stories, great, like, probably some of the best like world building that I've ever read in comics. Really, really.
It's
Michael,
it's a fantastic book.
I don't know how you say it. Dionysus, the artist, is one of my favorites. It's just really good.
Rick. Let's put Rick in here.
And
Sorry,
of course,
thank you
this
for.
is one of the books that the. What?
No, I'm sorry. I was just thank you for filling time while I do this. Keep going.
Oh, you're good. This is another one of the books that James picked up at first, and I was like, I don't know about all that.
I know, dude. That's crazy.
I think he finished the first volume. I think straight up finished the first volume, and I was like, I just don't know. But I didn't know who Tinian was at the time. Like, we were still learning who. By the time the first volume finished, and I realized, oh shit, Tinian's my favorite writer. I got to read this dude's book. He's got another book out I haven't read. I got to read it. So I picked up the hardcover. And yeah, I made that biggest. Do you still have the #1 CGC?
Yes, I do actually.
Clint?
I do. Hold on.
What?
Why isn't it? What? Hey, where'd it go? Hey, hold on. For some reason, Rick's name got misplaced. I do. I was before we started the show, me stupidly was thinking like, hey, maybe we'll just give this away. And then I was like, no, Nate would literally rip my head off because that #1 is signed by Tinian.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not just a.
It's not just a #1. All right, Rick, you're in there. All right. Well, guys, last minute, anybody that's watching live that hasn't been in the chat and wants to be in this giveaway for this Something's Killing the Children book #1 hardcover, we're giving this away live tonight because we hit 750 subscribers during the show. You need to talk in chat. I'll give you another minute or so to just even say hi if you want to get into this giveaway, and then y'all know the drill. New Year's Day show, we will be giving away that this Silver Surfer Black issue #1 9.4 live, and we'll do the same thing. People that show up in the show live in the chat will be entered to win, and we'll give it away that night. But tonight we're giving this away because we hit 750 subscribers. We could not have done it without y'all. So 30 more seconds, and when the clock hits 9:14, we are giving away this bad boy. So make sure to make yourself known in the chat. You guys rock.
Joe, to answer your question, other hardcovers, you've surely seen me put this on the show before, but Last God, Philip Kennedy Johnson, and Riccardo Federici. This is fan-freaking-tastic, because not only is this all 12 issues of the story, but it also is the one-off, one-shot. And then also, Philip Kennedy Johnson was doing these really cool world-building things at the end of each issue that sometimes there were songs, sometimes there were poems, sometimes they were like written like lore, like entries that they were reading at the library of their great library. And then there are the maps that Federici created for this as well as the end pages, which are phenomenal. And $50 for that, I think, is probably the best deal you're going to get on a hardcover.
Sebastian.
But
Sebastian, let me get you.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Sebastian, let me just get you in there, and we'll spin this wheel. Keep going.
Oh no, I don't know. trying to think of another hardcover that's good. I mean, honestly, we're giving one away, but something children haven't read that, or you are looking for something that's like horror centric. Especially, you don't have to get the one that's like slip cover in case and all that shit. Like, just get the regular hardcover. So totally worth it.
All right, Joe. You know what? I will allow it. Get her in here. Is she subscribed to the show? And get her in here, and we'll go ahead and spin it once she's in. Yeah, Something Killing Children. You know, you've always talked about that being badass. I just haven't read it.
I still haven't even opened mine. I need to open it.
I literally have it sitting right here, and I just haven't. Now everybody's coming in. Oh! All right, let's get you in there, Caitlin. All right. Let's do it. We're going to spin this bad boy in 3, 2. Have I said, guys, that I appreciate it? No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. We're just spinning. And the winner is Empire. You have won.
Ooh.
Something's Killing the Children, book number 1, hardcover from James Tinian IV. Empire, let us send us an email at twofatguyspulllist@gmail.com. Send us an email through that, and we will send us your address or wherever you want us to send it, and let us know where we need to send this book, because we will get this to you ASAP. So congratulations again, Empire, and everybody else that entered to win. Now, guys, remember, the giveaways aren't done, right? The giveaways aren't done, because on New Year's Day, make sure you're back here at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, because we're going to give away this because we hit 850 subscribers, right? So the giveaways aren't done. So be here live New Year's Day, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're going to give away this bad boy, and you know how to do it. All you got to do is be subscribed to the show, to the channel, and then obviously talk in chat. All you got to say is hey, or if you want to be in the dialogue, be a part of the conversation, you can. But the way you get entered in is by conversing in chat, and we will give it away next 2 Sundays from now, New Year's Day. We're going to start the year off right by giving away the 9.4 Silver Surfer Black issue number 1, second printing with Noel on the cover. And so while we have all y'all here, right? Did that bot count earlier? No, we banned that bitch. It's gone. While we have y'all here, let's take a poll really quick, and then we're going to end the show. And I'm just going to do it based off of what y'all say in chat. What do we give away at 850 subscribers? Okay, I've got 2 slabs. 2 slabs that we can give away, or we're going to give one away, but we're going to pick one. Okay, and y'all need to help me figure it out. So, slab number 1 is 9.8 CBCS graded Green Lantern number 1, Alex Melvey retail incentive with Jon Stewart on the cover. Is one option that we could give away at 850 subscribers. So here's option 1. Or do I do it? Do I give away this book? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I love this book, but I'm gonna put it up for grabs. Or do we give away? Do I give this? Maybe we should hold this for 950.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, but if you're hesitant, it's already
okay. I'll hold that one for 950. So either this Jon Stewart. It's going to be 2 DC books, or we're going to give away the CBCS graded 9.8 Batman 106. So, in chat, let me know which book should we give away at 850 subscribers. There you go. Let me know. We're going to pick. What would you give away, Nate?
I mean, if it was mine, I would give away the book I least, which is very difficult to say, but I would give away the Batman because I want the Jon Stewart one. because it's Green Lantern and it's Jon Stewart.
Right.
But they're not my books, so it's not for me to count.
Isn't this
but
the
also,
first?
That is first cameo appearance of Ghostmaker, right?
In this one?
Which one is it?
No, I don't think so. This is 106. I think Ghostmaker has already been established. Jaden says Green Lantern. Joe says Green Lantern. Need more love. I'll pick Green Lantern. First one looks like it's Green Lantern on with 3 votes. Green Lantern. All right. It's Green Lantern.
Sorry, it's first cameo of Miracle Man.
Miracle Man. Ooh.
Miracle Molly.
Molly.
First cameo appearance of Miracle Molly.
Well, we're giving away Green Lantern. Yeah, there it is.
Right.
Giving away Green Lantern. So, 850 subscribers. We are giving away the CBCS graded 9.8 Green Lantern #1 Jon Stewart incentive. So cool. All right, guys, y'all have spoken. Again, Empire, if you're here, let us know. Email us, and we will get you this. Something's Killing the Children book #1 giveaway since we hit 750 subscribers tonight. All right, onward to 850, guys. We can do this. I will make a new promo, and we'll get it in there. That's gonna take a minute, but I'll do that tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Oh, I've also left this up the whole time so you guys can see our analytics. Oops, I did that again. Anyway, we will we'll see you guys not this Sunday, not Christmas Day, but we will see you New Year's Day, where we will give away that slab and we will talk about our pulls for that week, which I believe is a pretty hefty. No, you know what? I think the next 2 weeks are pretty mild. I think like there's 8 to 7 books each time. So I don't know. I don't think we'll combine the 2 weeks, but we might do like a quick flash on the week that we miss. Like be like blah blah blah, just say it really quick, and then we'll move on. But again, we cannot thank you guys enough for being here live with us, if you're watching this as a past episode. We absolutely love the support that you're giving us. If you are not already and you're watching this live or as a past episode and are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a like. It is much appreciated. It helps us with the algorithm, and we want to get Two Fat Guys Pull List, the channel, out to more and more people so that we can just continue to grow the conversation of why you should read more comics. I'll just close off with this. Be kind to one another. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't poo-poo that. I'm
like, oh wow, it's so cute.
No, you're like, oh gosh, shut up. Anyway, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in a bit. Later, guys. Empire, send us an email.
I messaged him on Twitter.
Okay, good.
Also,
all right, guys.
What the fuck happened today? Oh my god, the Cowboys.
Dude, Cowboys
pretenders were fake.
Cowboys suck.
I can't believe this.
Cows lose.
Okay, listen, you are not even going to make the playoffs. I don't want to hear it.
I was sitting there. We were at the zoo because we decided to go to the zoo today because it's fucking free. And
free? Damn.
Yeah, because we have memberships, so like we need to use.
Oh, right. Get your monocle on here. We got passes.
Anyway, we went to the zoo.
My dad worked for the Romanovs.
Anyway, so I look. Dad works at Nintendo. Anyway, so I was looking at my phone, and when I pulled it up, the Cowboys are tied, right? 34-34. I'm like, what the fuck? God, it's the Jaguars, bro. And so then I put my phone away. And I'm like, oh, look, an elephant. So we go look at the elephants, right? And then I pull my phone up. OT final, 34-40. So what happened?
The defense fell apart. This team's shining weakness is a high flying, fast pass offense. They can't. They've had too many injuries in the secondary, and when you're in overtime, you really don't dial up that extra blitz, and so Parsons just didn't have the opportunity to shine. Secondary fell apart. And technically Dak threw a pick, but like it was a tipped pick, so it wasn't his fault. But there was an interception in overtime that was returned for a touchdown. So we really didn't even have an opportunity.
When they win, it's always because of the QB, and when they lose, it's always because of the QB. Okay.
I mean, he is the leader of the team, and you can say whatever you want.
Listen, you're right. I have
Jack is a more upstanding human being than so that's all that matters.
And you're
even
right.
You know that.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. And Stefan brings up a good point. Messi is God. Yep. Deservedly so. Way to go, Argentina. Right. I saw that. That is the best. That is undoubtedly the best World Cup final in history. That was an amazing game to watch. And this is post credits. Two Fat Guys Pull List. This is the after show.
The after show.
Number one defense for the first half, and now we're in the middle of the pack like Spider-Man.
Yep.
Parson has been MIA for 3 weeks now. Okay, guys.
I mean, the dude has been carrying us for 15 weeks. I don't blame any one person. It's just
we'll talk about it in 2 weeks.